Okay, my friends, it's Saturday morning and I dragged myself out of the house to give it a go on this stream. Don't really know what's going to be in here. I expect trout as always, but it doesn't really matter if we get one or not, but still, we're going to give it a go. Just fishing a light lead on the bottom, single maggot barbless 17 hook. And we're gonna see, is there anything in this river other than little trout? There are bullheads in here for sure. I've seen and caught them. I'm getting little taps, but I think it's just the current. I'm gonna try recast, I think, but I'll be back soon with a fish hopefully. So I've given it like 10-15 minutes in this spot and I haven't had any bangs. It could just be that there's too much water pushing through and the fish are under the bank, I don't know. But I'm not going to stay too long in one spot today. I'm going to try a spot further down in a minute where it's a bit deeper and slower. And then if we don't get any knocks down there, we're going to move to a different venue. Because I'm not going to stay in one spot too long today if I don't get bites. I'm just going to move, and I've got floats and ledge gear with me. We'll go to the canal if needs be, go to the Carp lake maybe, try and catch a Gudgeon, because I think there might only be like one carp alive. I should have posted the video of the water levels from the summer. I might still. It was horrible, really bad. I saw one carp move and a handful of small rudd, and that was it. The pond just looked devastated. The lack of rain in the summer did it, and it might be over. But like, I've had no bangs here. I'll give it 5 more minutes and I'm going to move down to another spot to try, I think. Okay, I've moved downstream a little bit to, you see here there's a brick wall. Well, there's like a pipe that comes out here from like the water treatment thing, and that's usually above water, that wall, so it's deep here, and the brick wall provides a bit of a slack. So we're going to give this a go for 5-10 minutes, and then I think there's another spot further down. It's hard to say because it's the water's a lot higher than it normally is. But we're going to give it a go here, at least for another 10 minutes on this spot, and then I'll just wander down. So the stream just carries on down there a bit, and then this field ends, and then it's too waterlogged on the other side to go and fish down there really. I'm not geared up for it, and I don't want to waste all my day fishing this stream. I just want to see if I could winkle out something from in here, and I'm not convinced that I won't yet, but we've got to give it a go. Got to give it a go. There's a couple, 3 venues left to try. That's why I'm not going to hang about. Not going to hang about on one. And I think these places on these little streams are pretty instantaneous. If the fish are there, you'll get the bite straight away. So the day is not done yet, my friends. I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch. Confidence is high. Okay, so reluctantly I'm giving up on the stream because, or this stream at least. It just doesn't, I don't know. There's some good looking spots, but it just doesn't seem to be productive today. I just usually you get bites here like quick. If you're gonna catch, you catch them quick. I think maybe the water's still pushing a little bit too hard after the rain's come washing down from the mountain. It looks good though. I mean, there's enough visibility to fish it. It's not like a raging torrent, but I don't know. So we're going to move and maybe go to the Carp Lake for a chuck, see if we can catch Gudgeon or a rudd. The chances of catching a carp are slim to none. I just, as I was saying earlier, the pond was devastated by the lack of rain in the summer, so but like I've caught fish all along here. I can't see any today though, so I think we're going to call it a day on the old river and try somewhere else. So here we are, taking about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to walk up here, and I'm not fishing very far out. I've come to check this place out again. There's a lot of water in it compared to what it was in the summer. You know, it's probably double the depth. There was no water. All of that end where those ducks are crying down there was just mud in August, September time. And that channel down there has been dug out a bit, but it looked like there wasn't much life here, to be honest. There was a few small fish topping, and my guess is that the fish population has collapsed because the herons would have had a field day picking them off. So, but some will have survived. I know. We'll give it a go. Give it 10-20 minutes here and then move to the canal, I think. I'm not prepared to waste time. The canal is going to be the main prize today. I think there's a chance we'll catch a roach or a dace. It's warm enough. So that's the plan, but we're going to give this a go because I want to catch Gudgeon here if I can. I'll take a rudd though, and I'll definitely take a carp if one picks up the maggots. 100%. Whether we'll land it on this little bite finder rod, it's only a 6-foot job. I don't know, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, so I've made it to the canal. I mixed up some ground bait. This is Roach Black with Special and Secret, I think, or Super Cup was it? I can't remember. It was just a bag of each poured into a box, mixed around really well, and red maggots on the hook. We're still using the ledger setup that we've used on the stream and the carp pond, because I feel like I've looked in the canal when I had to mix the ground bait. It's gin clear, I can see the bottom. I don't think there's been many boats moving, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit on the ledger just to see. I might change to the floating a bit, but at the minute I feel like a static bait nailed to the bottom. The fish are probably going to be close to the bottom. The basin just over there, there's like a marinery type thing for the pub, but there was no fish topping there, so I feel like we'll give it a go on the bottom here. There are a couple of places further downstream that they produce in the spring. They start producing in the spring, bream and roach and perch, so we may try them. It's going to be a toss-up between staying here and waiting for a bite or moving downstream if I don't get one here, but it's only 11:15. I've got all day, but yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. We'll see how it goes, my friends. So the tip hasn't moved on the ledge set up. I've been drip feeding maggots in, but it hasn't moved, and I've been here on this canal this time of year before when it's gin clear, and it does look dead, but the fish are shoaled up somewhere. But whether we're going to catch any, I don't know. Might be worth a move further downstream where it's slightly deeper water, maybe they're shoaled up just below the bridge. I kind of feel like it's probably worth a go as well. Even if we fish the bomb down there, because I've got ground bait, I feel like it might be worth moving. It's difficult to know at this time of year what the best thing to do is. Do you sit it out in one spot when you haven't had a tap? And hope the fish come to the bait, but I don't know. It's not that I'm impatient either. I'm usually prepared to give it a go, but when it's this sort of time of year, the water temperature hasn't risen that much, and this canal is fed direct from the River Dee, so the water is cold anyway, and it makes it a little harder. But I don't know. I'm considering moving downstream quarter of a mile or so to a place where in the spring you start catching pretty early on. Once the water temperature raises a little bit, you start catching. So it might be worth a go down there. I might be a couple of weeks too early, but you know, we've got to try. You don't catch anything sitting at home, as my friend Stuart Bloor says, and as long as you've got a line in the water, you've got a chance, as he also says. So I don't know. We'll give it another 5 minutes, and I'm going to mull it over, and then maybe we'll move downstream. Okay, I've changed over to a float. I've changed over to a 3 No. 4 alloy stem stick float with a small bulk shot, a No. 6 blue because I've got no No. 8s with me, and then a single red maggot on a barbless 17. We're going to give it a go. The wind has got up a bit. It said it would, but you know, it'll hold the float up if anything, so that's a good thing. I'll be back soon, hopefully. Okay, so you'll notice now I've got a float on and I haven't moved. The reason for this is that I've been feeding these little nuggets of ground bait, and I don't really want to move because I'm on the non-towpath side of the canal. The towpath's over there, and for the last half an hour all I've seen are e-bikes, dogs, walkers, runners, and I just don't want to be over there. So we're going to just stick it out here. I fed it here, so I'm not confident we're going to catch here, to be honest. The canal's gin clear, the water's cold, but you never know. But I feel like switching to the float was the better option. I feel like this, so I can search the swim a bit. I know I'm being lazy right now, but I can at least just search the swim rather than just nailing it to the bottom in one place. And then, you know, I think this is the way to go. I'm not ready to go home yet by any means, but my confidence level in catching today has gone down, I can't deny. But that wasn't the point. The point is, I'm here, inspired by my mate Stuart Bloor. Check out his channel, because he is a ledge. He's out in all weathers every day of the year, without fail, pretty much. But it is he that's inspired me out today with his phrase of, as long as you've got a line in the water, you've got a chance. Because he is right, you don't catch anything sitting at home. So here we are. We'll give it a bit longer yet though. So, the float fishing on the canal. I've been here about, I don't know, maybe an hour now. Started off ledgering while I'd put some feed in. The old Roach black with secret black and special. I believe that's what the mix was. Trickling red maggots in, we're now fishing an alley stem stick, 3 number 4s, about 3 inches over depth. I've tried running it through. I'm just laying it on by the side really now, in the hope of catching a perch or a roach, a dace, a bream, a ruff, gudgeon, whatever comes on, even a trout. I'd take a rogue trout today. Anyone that's watched the shorts that came with this video from earlier on this morning from the stream and the carp pond will know that I haven't caught so far today, and I considered moving from here further downstream but onto the towpath side, but like there's been so many walkers, dogs, bikes and stuff that I decided no, I'm going to stick it out here on the float. And I haven't had a tap. Like the canal is gin clear. Haven't seen a sign of a fish at all. Nothing's hit surface. Didn't see anything hit the surface on the carp pond. Didn't see any fish flashing in the stream or anything. So, but as I've mentioned before, this canal is fed directly from the River Dee, about, I'm going to call it 6 to 8 miles away from here as the crow flies, and the water's cold. The water's cold anyway, but this canal is notoriously hard in winter at least this end, but you've got to be here, haven't you? You've got to have a go. You literally have got to have a go, because the float could go at any minute, and it could be a rogue trout. I would take a rogue trout, like, for sure. But I'd also take a 1 ounce roach right now, or a ½ ounce perch. You know, like a big greedy fat ass, but actually weightless perch. I'd take that right now. But yeah, might be time for another nugget of ground bait, and I have been feeding proper nuggets of ground bait, so like winter match style. That's what I've been feeding, and just plopping them a little bit upstream. Follow it in with a few reds, with a few casters mixed in with them as well, which won't hurt. But this is a quiet period on the towpath. Like it's been explosive. It's been explosive. But I think the right choice was to stay here, because there's been too much disturbance over that side of the canal, and with it being so clear, I think any fish that were over that side would have been scared into the track anyway. And some people will argue that maybe I should be fishing the track, but I came out today with the intention of fishing the stream, the pond and the canal, and I wasn't going to bring a rod for each occasion. So this 6-foot Shakespeare Mini Bite Finder might not be ideal for float fishing down the track, and really I could do with a whip, a 6-meter whip or something. But this is what we've got, and this is what we're going to use. But so far, haven't had a tap, haven't had a sign of a fish on any of the venues I fished this morning. But it is, the air temp's good. The wind's gone up for a little bit, but that's died off again now. Yeah, it's not cold to sit here, but the water has been cold, and as I say, it's fed from the river, and the river's been full of runoff from the hills and the mountains, which were covered in snow for a couple of days. So may have been too optimistic coming down here, but you literally have got to be here to stand a chance of catching. Sat watching people fishing on YouTube is not going to help me catch. and it won't help you catch. Well, it might teach you a way of catching, but it's not going to help you actually catch the fish. You need to be there. But as I say, the float hasn't any indication yet, and I've been float fishing for probably 45 minutes now, and I was probably ledgering for about 45 minutes, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes before that, while I was just getting some bait in. But I'm not done yet. We'll give it a bit longer, and then maybe we'll go home, get some lunch, and then maybe even come out again just as it's getting dark, maybe. But bring a pole or something and just try and get one out of the track just as it's getting dusk. We'll see. But nothing as of yet, my friends. Nothing as of yet.